Hi, David. Thanks for taking the time to interview. The first question I have for you is, can you share a little bit about yourself and your own personal balancing act between family and career?
Yeah, so my quick background is I've been an HR leader for over 30 years in corporate America, and then over the last 7 years, I've been a CEO of a company. And I was a corporate exec at the C-suite level, so very, very busy in the corporate world, but have always found time to balance between my work life and family life. And I think part of that is really thinking about it as a work life integration, this idea of work and then life. I think with the modern work environment, with your mobile phones, your email communications, you can move the time of work, and also then integrate that with your family life. And so I've always strived to do that and make sure that I set aside time with family, and then can get to my work as needed.
And then, as the former CHRO of Yahoo and now president of IQ2P, what were some of the working mom strategies and policies you've implemented or considered?
Yeah, as far as creating strategies for working moms, I've always looked at it as creating strategies for flexibility for people in general. And it definitely benefits working moms, but these strategies benefit many types of people and situations. And I think I would encourage companies to think about it from that perspective. And so some of the policies that we have here at IQ Talent Partners is we definitely operate with a work from anywhere culture. And we focus on the objectives of the role, the output, and not managing, say, the input. So we give people a lot of flexibility on the timing of when they get their work done, where they get their work done, and we measure them ultimately on the results. And I think focusing on that gives good performers time to integrate needs that they have, whether it's a working mom or any other commitments you might have with your family situation or non-work situation. And again, getting back to sort of this work-life integration model, and allowing your people to have that flexibility. I think it definitely benefits working moms, and we definitely have quite a bit of working moms at IQ Talent Partners, and this model works well for them.
I imagine you've managed or worked with many working moms throughout your career. What separated the ones who experienced a steep career trajectory from the ones who did not?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I would say the factors that I've seen people with a steep career trajectory have less to do with whether they were their working mother situation. It's more about the individual and their capabilities and competency. And I think people that I've seen that have made it to the top, say in corporate America, that were working moms, were sharp, capable, great executives that just managed the integration with their family life. And so I'll go back again to if companies measure people on their actual performance and impact and contribution, and not time in office or other measures, and you allow flexibility in people managing their work-life integration, then that allows people that, say, working moms or others that have situations with other commitments outside of work to be able to flourish. So I think that's really what I've always strived to do in making policies, giving people the opportunity to let their capability and competency shine.
And so COVID-19 was particularly hard on working moms who need to juggle work and actively schooling their kids, whether on Zoom or at home or, at school. What are some of the changes you've seen or implemented in response to the pandemic that improved the lives and balancing acts of working moms?
Yeah, for us at IQ Talent Partners, we always had a flexible work environment pre-COVID. So there wasn't any change for us from that perspective. So our policies actually worked well during the COVID period. But what we did see were some of our employees, whether it be working moms and other situations, maybe wanting to go part-time or changing the work arrangement temporarily. And we allowed that flexibility. And, my viewpoint has been, these are good employees, they make an impact. And if I can craft the job to be part-time so that they can continue to contribute and it works for them, then we've accommodated that. And so that's I think I saw more of that during the COVID period of some of my good employees wanting to maybe just cut back and go part-time. And we've allowed that to happen.
And is there anything you or your company implemented that maybe did not have the desired effect?
So what I would say to that is it's not so much that plans you implement didn't have the desired effects, but there's always two sides of any kind of policy. With the remote work, with the flexibility of remote work, which I said we've always done, there then becomes some of the downside of it, which is the lack of less connection to your fellow employees and so forth. So we are constantly working on things to counter that and make sure people still feel connected even though everyone's working remotely. But yes, there's definitely sort of downsides to any policy that you create. And so I would say it's more that than any policy that may solve one problem also may create some other issues you have to deal with.
Yeah, I completely understand. And what kind of policies and support programs for moms and moms-to-be would you recommend to someone who's newly promoted to the executive suite?
I would go back again to the flexibility, make sure you have policies that allow flexibility and people to integrate what they need to do outside of work with their work life. Specific things we've had at my previous companies and this company, we have lactation rooms for new moms. You need quiet places for people to go to. In the office environment space, if you do have an office environment space. And again, I would just, go back to the allow people the flexibility to get their job done in the way they need to be able to get it done. And if you do that, I think the working moms will appreciate that flexibility. They are good workers. They will get the job done. They just need the flexibility to be able to get the job done that works with their schedules.
Do you think there are policies that should be implemented at the national level to enable more working moms to reach their career potential?
I think the one policy that is family leave or parental leave, policies around that. I think they're pretty robust now, but I think there could be things done regarding childcare. I think I don't know what that looks like, but that is especially for many working moms. They may have jobs or they may have careers, that don't allow as much flexibility as we can provide at an IQ Talent Partners or a Yahoo or a Microsoft, my former companies in the tech space can provide, for knowledge workers. There are other jobs that it's harder to be able to do that. You have to be on premise and et cetera. So childcare policies, I think, would help a large segment of working moms.